In globalization, old questions intermingle with new ones. And so it's not as if we've resolved issues such as refugees, such as sovereign debt management, but we also have newish questions, of which climate change is certainly a pressing one. And then we have forward-looking issues to do with data management, to do with the governance around new technologies and artificial intelligence in particular. And so everything we now do has to be seen through the digital lens. This is an area in which, when our current institutions were created in 1944 and 1945, we didn't really anticipate this level of global interaction. So we don't even have the right institutions, let alone imperfect ones. We have to really create them, and in some ways, as at CIGI we say, we're at a Bretton Woods moment when it comes to digital governance. Let's begin with data, because I do think that's a pressing issue. Currently, the world is balkanized in three blocks. We have the state-centric China bloc, we have the firm-centric US bloc, and then we have the more or less person-centric GDPR zone in the EU. These three blocks are not compatible with each other. They're based on fundamentally different premises of what data is, who owns it, and who might manage or control it. And then we have countries that are outside these three zones. Canada and India are both examples of countries that are outside these zones. And so on that subject, there's a common interest that many, many countries have in the world to either join one of these zones, which I think is an imperfect solution, or create a system in which these three zones can at least talk to each other and have some minimal compatibility. There's many areas, such as WTO reform, in which Canada and India can play and are playing a constructive role to resuscitate a system and an institution that is languishing because the larger powers are not doing their share. I can think of other areas such as climate change, in fact, where again Canada and India could take the lead should they want. And India has a global opportunity to do so as it enters its G20 presidency in 2022, but in fact has already begun making noises in that regard.